no reason why the killers are walking around here for murdering, and you people know about it. It will not assist the police department with tips or anything.
In the entire time I've been in this office, I have never seen a more extensive investigation to try and bring a child home than what I've been personally witnessing over these last 2 weeks.
She was 16 years old. 16, with her whole life still ahead of her. A teenager growing up in Wilmington, North Carolina, surrounded by the people who were supposed to love and protect her. Miyonna Jones had no reason to believe that November 1st, 2022, would be any different from any other day. But it was. Because on that day, Miyonna vanished, and the people who loved her were left with nothing but silence, fear, and a desperate need for answers. When she was reported missing, something felt deeply wrong from the very beginning. This wasn't the kind of disappearance that could be explained away. Those closest to her knew it, and investigators knew it too. Foul play was suspected almost immediately. What followed were two of the longest, most agonizing weeks her family and community would ever endure. A massive multi-agency search stretched across Wilmington and the surrounding areas. People prayed, people searched, people held on to hope with everything they had. And then, on November 17th, 2022, that hope was shattered. Miyonna's body was found in Pender County. She was gone, and the person responsible for taking her life was not a stranger hiding in the shadows. It was someone who shared her blood, someone who was supposed to be her family. This is the story of Miyonna Jones, a young girl who deserves so much more, a community that refused to stop fighting for her, and a betrayal so deep it is almost impossible to comprehend. Before we go any further, drop a comment below and tell me where in the world you're watching from. This story touched people far beyond Wilmington, and I want to know that you're here with me today. Stay with me, because this story needs to be told in full.
Very somber 2 weeks for the entire community, and has unfortunately come to a tragic end. The body of 16-year-old Miyonna Jones was discovered earlier in Pender County. We want to send our condolences to her family, her friends during this extremely difficult time. We're asking the community to keep them uplifted in prayer. I want the community to know that our officers have worked tirelessly around the clock these past 2 weeks, searching for her. The Wilmington Police Department didn't do this alone. We've been assisted by several organizations. That includes the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. I want to thank Sheriff Ed McMahon. New Hanover County Environmental Management and landfill staff. The Federal Bureau of Investigations. Brunswick Search and Rescue. The Wilmington Fire Department. The Pender County Sheriff's Office and the Q Center. At this time, we have charged 2 individuals in relation to this case. 25-year-old Miyonna Jones of Wilmington has been in custody since Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2022. His girlfriend, Randy Johnson of Wilmington, is currently charged with obstruction of justice.
We do anticipate more charges in this case. We do anticipate murder charges coming out, but we are going to be deliberate and make sure that we have the necessary forensic evaluations that need to take place.
A man charged with killing his own half-sister could face the death penalty. Miyonna Jones appearing in front of a judge for the first time since he was charged with murder for the death of 16-year-old Miyonna Jones.
During a short appearance in court this morning, a judge informed Jones that he could face the death penalty, and someone from the Capitol Defender's Office will be assigned to represent him. Police found Miyonna Jones's body yesterday in Pender County after a more than 2-week-long search, which included crews looking for days at the New Hanover County landfill. Miyonna has been in custody for weeks now on rape, kidnapping, and assault charges in a separate case, and has previously served time in prison for assaulting several women. Miyonna's girlfriend, Randy Johnson, and a woman by the name of Judy McKnight are both in prison today. They are charged with obstruction of justice
in the investigation into the death of a 16-year-old girl, and new charges filed against the man charged with her murder. Miyonna Jones is accused of killing his own half-sister, Miyonna. Well, prosecutors filed new charges against Jones and he faced a judge on those charges just a short time ago.
Juris Jones now faces a first-degree rape charge and a felony count of incest. Prosecutors confirmed Wednesday that Miyonna Jones is the alleged victim, but didn't offer any additional details on the new charges. Jones will remain in jail without bond. He also faces rape and kidnapping charges in another unrelated case. Arrest warrants show the date of the offense related to this new charge is November 1st, which is also the last day family reported seeing Miyonna before she disappeared. Judge Chad Hogston told Jones he would combine the latest charges with the pending charges, and his next court date will be December 8th.
There's no reason why the killers are walking around here for murdering, and you people know about it and will not assist the police department with tips or anything.
Tempers flare at the new Hanover County Courthouse today as Judy McKnight, the founder of Moms in Mourning, a group that helps mothers who have lost children to violence in our community, is charged in connection to the disappearance and death of 16-year-old Miyonna Jones. She is one of the 3 people now charged in Miyonna Jones's murder. Wilmington police say her body was found in Pender County Thursday morning. WCT's Zach Solon was in that courtroom as those 2 suspects stood before a judge. And Zach, as we just saw, it was a tense scene in the courtroom this afternoon as McKnight tried to leave.
Yes, it was, Daniela. McKnight has posted bond, and as she tried to walk out of the courtroom today, someone started shouting at her, and deputies had to restrain several people. Right here, you'll see McKnight being held back by deputies after being involved in that scuffle with someone just outside the courtroom doors. McKnight is charged with obstruction of justice in the death of Miyonna Jones. Arrest warrants show she allegedly lied to police and hindered their investigation. They were searching for Miyonna for more than 2 weeks. McKnight posted her $100,000 bond after her arrest yesterday. Miyonna's half-brother, Juris Jones, is in jail without bond and charged with first-degree murder. Juris is also McKnight's grandson. He could face the death penalty. Juris's girlfriend, Randy Johnson, is also charged with obstruction of justice. She is still in jail under a $100,000 bond.
By the time investigators had everything they needed, the full weight of what Juris Jones had done was impossible to ignore. He was 25 years old. Miyonna was 16. He was her half-brother, a member of the same family, someone she had every reason to trust. And yet, the charges brought against him told a story of violence and violation that went far beyond what anyone in that community could have prepared themselves for. First-degree murder, first-degree kidnapping, rape, assault by strangulation, incest. These were not accusations built on thin air. Juris Jones was taken into custody and held without bond, and he has remained behind bars ever since. But the layers of this case did not stop there. His girlfriend, Randy Johnson, was also arrested, charged with obstructing justice, meaning that even after Miyonna was gone, there were people who chose to protect the person who did this rather than speak up for her. That is a reality that is hard to sit with, but it is the truth. Then came March 2024, and with it, another devastating revelation. A cold case from 2015 was re-examined, and Juris Jones faced an additional charge of first-degree rape. This was not the first time. Miyonna may not have been the beginning of his violence. She may have been the tragic continuation of it. As of the most recent available information, Juris Jones remains held at Tabor Correctional Institution. The trial has faced significant delays. New Hanover County carries a backlog of over 50 pending homicide cases, and the weight of that reality sits heavily on everyone still waiting for a verdict. Prosecutors are pursuing this as a capital murder case. The aggravating factors, the familial relationship, the sexual violence, were enough for Judge Frank Jones to approve that designation. Justice for Miyonna is still coming. It has not arrived yet, but the fight for it has never stopped. And that brings us to something that this case forces every single one of us to confront. We are taught, from the time we are children, that family means safety, that the people who share our name, our blood, our home, those are the people we can turn to when the world feels dangerous. Miyonna Jones lived inside that belief. She had no reason not to. But sometimes the greatest threat to a person's life does not come from the outside world. Sometimes it lives inside the walls of the same home. Sometimes it wears the face of someone you've known your whole life. And that truth, as painful and as heavy as it is exactly why stories like Miyonna's must be told. Not to frighten, not to shock, but because silence never protected anyone. Miyonna Jones was a 16-year-old girl. She was a daughter. She was a sister. In every way that word should mean something good and safe and loving. She deserved to grow up. She deserved a future. And she deserved to be surrounded by people who would guard her life, not take it from her. To everyone in Wilmington who searched for her, who prayed for her, who refused to let her name disappear, this story honors you too. If this video moved you, if Miyonna's story is one you believe deserves to be heard, please hit the like button and share this video. Every share puts her story in front of someone new, and that matters. Subscribe if you haven't already, because every week we come back here and make sure voices like Miyonna's are never forgotten. And drop a comment below. What do you think justice truly looks like in a case like this? I want to hear from you. Miyonna Jones deserved better, and we will never stop saying her name.